Happy Friday, everybody. Glad you made it through the week. Tech news keeps coming fast and furious to you, just like Nvidia's furious desire to make sure you don't know what you're buying when you're buying their products, as well as some Intel details. They're rehiring old people, as well as you can now search every YouTube video by a hashtag. We're going to get into all of that after we talk about today's episode sponsor, Four Sigmatic. Four Sigmatic Friday. It's my favorite coffee on the face of the planet. It has mushrooms in it. Yes, I know. I hear the jokes. I read them. Oh, you look like you're on mushrooms. You're acting like you're on mushrooms. Listen, they're not that kind of mushroom. This is the kind of mushroom that you would potentially eat. That's the idea. Not that type of eat. Anyways, Four Sigmatic puts culinary mushrooms into their coffee, and I absolutely love them for it. You don't taste it. That's the big thing. That's the big question that I always get asked. Is it something that changes the taste? No, it tastes like a normal dark roast coffee, but it has added benefits. At least anecdotally, I always feel more alert and more focused after drinking a cup of Four Sigmatic versus other coffee that I happen to consume. They also have other options, such as their mushroom cacao mix, which I take when I'm ready to go to bed because it puts me in a nice chillax mood at the end of the day to just fall into my nothingness, also known as sleeping. I've introduced Four Sigmatic to a lot of people. They always come back saying that they love it. So you can check it out for yourself down below in the link in the video description. Use coupon code UFDTech to save 10% off this Four Sigmatic Friday, my friends. Check it out, enjoy some good coffee, and let's enjoy some good tech news. So now that I'm wired up on coffee, let's jump on into the news, which is Nvidia is deciding that you don't need to, as a consumer, have details for you to pick out what products are best for you. This is in regards to their new laptops that should be launching sometime soon. They are dropping the Max-Q and Max-P differentiators in their mobile specifications. Now, just a quick briefer on what Max-Q and Max-P are. Those are designations with regards to how the actual GPU performs. Max-Q is more of the thermally limited, slower version that allows it to still be, let's say, an RTX 3080, but get in a smaller chassis. That would be the Max-Q version. The Max-P kind of, I think, stands for max performance, but essentially it's going to be the higher end version. So you have two different versions of the exact same card that could have drastically different performance, up to 30% in some instances. So you can kind of see why Nvidia dropping this designation would be a bad thing. This isn't the first time that they've done something like this. They used to have several different versions of Max-Q, and they stopped labeling what version of Max-Q you were going to get, and now it's just simply, as you can see here, if you want an RTX 3080, it is going to be between 80 and 150 plus watts. That is a huge differentiator, but we don't get the details on what that's going to be. 60 to 115 watts on the 3060 or 80 to 125 watts on the 3070, and that seems to have been rolled out to a bunch of laptop specification page. You can see here that this ROG Strix G17 just says 3060, 3070, and 3070 with no other details, as well as other laptop specification pages also indicating the same thing. This is kind of scummy. This is kind of bad for the consumer, as if you don't give details to people about what they're buying, they're not going to have all of the relevant information of what they need, which means that in order for you to know what an RTX 3080 mobile performs like, you're going to have to look up the exact specification that you're purchasing and find benchmarks for that, because it could vary wildly from something else that you're purchasing. It's a bad move by Nvidia. I think dropping this designation serves no purpose besides the fact that it would get people steering away from Max-Q, and they don't want that happening. They want to sell more of those, so it costs them less. They're lower bin chips that can support that, so they make a higher profit margin, but then don't disclose the information. This is bad for the consumer. Hopefully Nvidia changes it. Hopefully people don't stand for this. Nvidia, stop this. This is bad for the consumer. You better stop! And we also know that Nvidia's GPU launches are bad for the consumer, especially when their flagship 3080 only has 10 gigabytes of VRAM, and everybody's just like, AMD gave us 16, what are you doing? Well, you want 16 gigs? Install it yourself. That's what one YouTuber did, not on the 30 series, but on the 2070. This is coming from the YouTuber Vic On, who actually went through the hassle of soldering new memory chips onto his 2070, and as you can see right here, he has 16 gigabytes on that RTX 2070. I'll leave a link in the video description for his video so you can watch the entire thing. But suffice it to say, what a mad lad. When Nvidia doesn't give you what you want, you say, screw you, Nvidia, I'll do it myself. Everybody should act like this. That was intense reverberation right there. Now we've got some more details on Intel's upcoming 11th gen chips. The 11400 and 11700 have been benchmarked. Specifically, the 11400 looks to be about 9% faster than the 10400, but that's with it coming in at lower clocks on the base clock and slightly higher boost clocks. So you can see here that it's actually stacking up quite well to other 6-core 12-thread chips. We'll have to see again when it comes out how exactly it's going to perform, but it does look like Intel might be able to stay not dead when you compare them to AMD at this point. And they're going to continue to try to keep it that way with the previous lead architect from the Nehalem days, which in case you don't remember was Intel's glory days back in 2008, Core 2, all of that. Yeah, this guy, one of the lead architects, is now coming back after spending 3 years in retirement. He is now going to be working on a high performance CPU project, which is just amazing. So obviously the new CEO is making a lot of shaking and bacon, bringing back lead architects. Hopefully that doesn't mean that they're going to be going back to their old ways, but rather forging a new path ahead. And we might actually see them stay relevant. This is what you want to see from Intel. Continue to stay competitive. Drop your prices so that they match what performance you're actually giving. And then also make sure that you're going to kind of innovate for the future. Good job, Intel. Let's see if you can actually do it. And one of the main reasons they're probably wanting to is because AMD's just continuing to hurt them. There's new benchmarks of the 5900HX mobile chip, and what you can see here is that it's just the top. It beats everything. It's the 4900HS. Who? No, the 4th gen mobile is dead to us. Okay, Intel, you don't exist anymore. You thought you were going to be relevant. Sorry, Felicia. Ryzen 9 5900HX is the top dog at this point, and Samsung wants you to have top dogs in your laptop screens. That's why they're rolling out the 90 hertz OLED screens. They've announced that they're going to start mass production on that. We should start seeing those sometime in March. 14 inches, 90 hertz OLED in laptops. This can only be a good thing. Honestly, I would love to see this. More OLED, more 90 hertz, higher refresh rate. This is good for everybody. Thank you, Samsung. I'm not sure if this next thing's good for everybody, but ASUS decides it's good for them. They are now showcasing their updated Rehiring AIO Cooler with a 3.5-inch LCD display, which is just great. That's the size of an iPhone 4 that's going to be on your AIO water block. How many GIFs can you put on this? There's going to be so many GIFs. Those GIFs are going to be out of control. You guys are going to be crazy with this. And Corsair has also updated one of their product lines. The Vengeance RGB Pro SL memory has now been announced. It's like their Vengeance RGB Pro, but smaller. It's the mini boy. It's the me, shorter memory. It's going to be available on 3200 or 3600 megahertz in case you're interested in that. There's not a whole lot of variety, but it's going to be smaller. But Netflix looks to get bigger. Kerchoo to the moon. We talked about yesterday how they're rolling out Shuffle Play, but now it appears that they have over 200 million subscribers worldwide, as well as having 9 of the top 10 most Googled TV shows out on the internet. And Netflix also announcing that they no longer need outside investment in order to fund their day-to-day operations, which you would think one of the largest companies in the world would have gotten to that point already, but I just don't understand the world of high finance, my friends, and I don't understand hashtags. I thought they were called pound signs. So confused. This is a bad segue. YouTube's rolling out hashtag searching. If you put a hashtag in a video, now somebody can search that hashtag, and you can see here the demonstration version of the hashtag Cannondale, so you can find all of them. Bikes. Yeah. Hashtag hot news. But you're not probably going to be searching for hashtags on an LG smartphone in the future, because they need to take a cold judgment and make the best choice about its mobile device sector, because the world is rapidly changing and they're not sure that they can compete. The company is considering all possible measures, including sale, withdrawal, and downsizing of the smartphone business. This is apparently after a Korean news outlet reported this, and LG was like, no, that's fake. And then another Korean news outlet was like, hey, we're going to post this. And they were like, yeah, that's 100% true. So LG not going to stay in the smartphone business. Color me shocked. I'm surprised they made it this long. Good job, LG, for staying relevant as long as you have. And I'm going to fade away into obscurity now. Gonna go away because it's the weekend. You enjoy yours. Maybe enjoy yours with some mushroom coffee. Check out 4 Sigmatic at the link in the video description. Use the coupon code to save money. And hip hop. A hippie to the hip hop, but don't stop to rock it to the goodbye, everybody. Hot news is over. See you later next week.